You hatch the size of an eyelash, and you are already the only one of your kind that has ever existed. Not metaphorically, literally. There is not a single silkworm on Earth that does not live in a building, on a tray, in front of a human. Your species has been extinct in the wild for 5,000 years. The wild version of you died out around the time people invented writing. What's left is you. A pale grub on a tray, in a room of trays, in a building you will never leave. A person is already waiting not to hurt you, to feed you. A fresh mulberry leaf is placed where you can reach it. You find it with your face. You start chewing. Because that is the only thing you know how to do, and the only thing you will ever do well. There are 300 of you on this tray, 1,000 trays in this room, rooms like it on 3 continents. And every one of you is the same animal, exactly the same. 5,000 years of careful breeding made sure of that. You were not found. You were times made. Just wait until you find out what for. In 4 weeks, you will do something almost no other animal on Earth can do. Out of a small gland in your head, you will produce a single thread of liquid silk, almost a kilometer long, unbroken, finer than a hair, and stronger by weight than steel. You will wrap it around yourself, in a figure-8 motion no one taught you, for 3 days straight, until you have built a perfect shell. It is one of the most extraordinary feats of construction any living thing performs. And that shell is the exact reason you have to die before you ever come out of it. The moth you would have become the one your body is trying to build right now inside that perfect shell will never get to leave it. Because if it did, it would ruin the thread. And the thread is the only reason your species still exists. So somebody, gently, drops your cocoon into a pot of boiling water on day 28 of your life while you are still inside it, while you are still becoming. Just wait for it. You eat. For 4 weeks, that is your entire life. In those 4 weeks, your body grows 10,000 times. Imagine a human baby reaching the weight of a humpback whale before its first birthday. That's the kind of thing happening inside you, on a leaf, in a tray, while you don't even notice. Your skin gets too tight 4 times. Each time, your body splits the old shell open, and you step out of it bigger. A small white animal made almost entirely of unspun silk. You are not eating to grow. You are eating to fill. You are not the only silkworm on this tray. You have never noticed the others, your eyes barely work, but they are there, and not all of them are like you. Some hatch 2 days late. Some are eating slower. Some have a slight discoloration, a small irregularity in how they molted. A body that, for reasons no one will write down, isn't quite shaped like yours. A hand passes over the tray. It picks them up. You don't see this happen. The hand never touches you. Whatever it is that makes you correct, you have it, your size is right, your color is right, your timing is right. You are exactly the shape the building expects. The ones who weren't go into a bucket and out a door, and they don't come back. You eat your leaf. It isn't cruelty. It's the math. A silkworm too small to make a full cocoon costs more in leaves than its silk is worth. So it doesn't get to make the cocoon at all. To spin the thread that kills you, you first have to earn the right to spin. And you don't know you've been earning it. You don't know the others ever existed. You just keep eating because the leaf is there. On day 28, something inside your body tells you to climb. You don't know why. You climb anyway. You lift your head, and something in you, some gland you have been filling for 4 weeks without knowing, opens. A thread of liquid silver comes out of your mouth. It hits the air. It hardens. It catches on the wood in front of you. It works. You don't know what times it times is. You just know that your body has finally done the thing it was built to do, and it has worked on the first try. You begin to turn, slowly, patiently, a figure 8, over and over. Your head moves through space the way a person draws a horizon, and where it moves, the thread follows. Every few seconds, another loop. Every few minutes, another layer. You will not stop for 72 hours, 3 days. Head turning, thread emerging, one unbroken filament from one tiny mouth, until you have wrapped almost 2,500 feet of silk around your own body and the world outside the shell goes dark. You are now alone inside the most exquisite thing you will ever make. It is perfect. It is also the last thing you will ever do. Inside the cocoon, your body has started to come apart. This is supposed to happen. You're turning into a moth. The body that climbed up here is dissolving. Every internal organ rearranging into something with wings, antennae, eyes that work. It will take 2 weeks. You feel none of it. There is no animal on this planet more defenseless than a silkworm in its 3rd day inside the cocoon. You have no shell of your own. Your nerves haven't finished forming. You can't move. You can't sense. You aren't a larva anymore and you aren't a moth, yet you are a soft, half-finished thing in a shell you built for protection. And at exactly this moment, the shell leaves the ground. You don't feel it. You can't. A hand picks up the cocoon you built around yourself, sets it carefully in a basket, and carries it down a hallway you will never see. The handling is gentle. Whoever is carrying you is being careful not to damage the silk. They are not being careful about you. Inside the shell, you are still trying to become a moth. You do not know you have been moved. You do not know what room you are in now. You do not know the room has a vat in the corner with the lid off and steam coming out of it. You have 1 day left. You don't know that either. The water has been boiling for an hour. Your cocoon is lowered in with the others. Inside the shell, the temperature climbs in seconds, and the substance that glues your silk filament together, sericin, begins to dissolve into the water. This is the only way the kilometer of thread you spent 3 days making can be unwound in one continuous piece. If you had been allowed to finish becoming a moth, your first act would have been to spit an enzyme onto the inside of your shell, dissolve a hole, and crawl through. That enzyme would have cut the thread into hundreds of useless pieces so they don't let you finish. The thread comes out in one piece. You don't. If you had been one of the few they kept the breeders here, is what you would have become. A small white moth the size of a postage stamp. You would have tried to fly. You would have failed. 5,000 years of breeding made your body too heavy and your wings too small. You would have flapped on the tray, searching, never lifting off. You would not have eaten. Your kind has lost its mouth. There is no food on this planet you could have swallowed. You would have lived 4 days, mated, and died on the tray, in the dark, without ever once leaving the building, without ever once flying. That is the version of your life that, somewhere on this planet, somebody is right now arguing should be saved. We already took it. We took it 5,000 years ago, slowly, one chosen pair at a time, until the animal you were became the animal you are, a creature that can only be born inside a building, only feed off a single leaf, only spin one shape, and only die one way. The boiling isn't the cruel part of your life. The times of your life is the cruel part. The boiling is just the day it ends. Every pound of silk on earth, every shirt, every tie, every wedding dress, every pillowcase required between 2,000 and 3,000 cocoons to make. Every one of those cocoons was a small white animal in boiling water on day 28 of its life. The silk industry produces about 70 million pounds of raw silk a year. That is roughly 10 billion cocoons. 10 billion every year. There is no nature documentary about you. No children's book has your face on the cover. You will not appear in a David Attenborough special. You are too small to mourn, too useful to spare, and the building you were born in is one of millions. But you were the animal that spun something almost no creature on earth can spin, and no one ever saw your face.
On a tray, in a building somewhere in the world, right now, a new egg is hatching. The grub the size of an eyelash pulls itself free of the shell. It cannot fly, its grandparents couldn't either. It cannot eat anything but the leaf in front of it. It does not exist anywhere outside this room. It does not know any of that. The hand places a leaf where the grub can reach it, the grub finds it with its face, it takes its first bite.
Life as a silkworm might be rough. But there's another animal out there that has it way worse. Trust me, it's wild. Check out the video and see for yourself.